to Biz Chicks TV. We're here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle so you can build a profitable business that's fun to run. Here are your hosts.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Prophecy Daily with Coach Caren Fern, brought to you by Biz Chicks TV. I'm Carolina from Biz Chicks, and here's our host for the day, Coach Caren Fern, all the way from Toronto, Canada. She's in the house. Good morning, Coach. How are you this morning?
I am well. The snow is falling on my window. I'm admiring my plants. And all is good.
That's a winner. Oh, my goodness. What do you have for us today?
Today, we're talking about the entrapment of trying. It's a word that we use. We tell our kids to try. We said, try some food, try something different. And we take the word and we expand on it. And so today I want to talk about it because I feel like I was sitting still and was given this idea. And then I got to writing on it. And I was like, I need to bring it to the marketplace so we could discuss it, because I think about it at times, but when I'm able to write out a piece on it, I know it's something that I need to bring to the marketplace. Even if it helps one person to understand what they might be doing, what might be throwing them off or what have you. So we're talking about that today. And I'm going to start off with giving you the meaning of it and let you know why I want to talk about it. Trying means making an attempt or an effort to do something. So it's an attempt. There's no follow through. There's this little bit of effort, but there's no follow through. And when we need to see seed words and understand what they're doing for us regularly. I'm going to try to do this, which I'm just trying it out. I'm going to try to see if this works. I'm trying, but is it going to work? Do I want it to work? And is it going to take a long time to work? And it might, it might take a long time for you to write that song. But what are you doing around writing the song, right? It might take a long time for you to get the tunes going. But how long will it take? A friend of mine's son, unknown to them, were making beats. And I think he started around 9 or 10 to 11, around 10 or 11. And he didn't tell his mom or dad anything. He would just be in his room. Once he's finished his homework, he did taekwondo. He did all kinds of different activities. But at the end of the day, if his friends are over, he would say, listen, I gotta go. And his mom said, he would just say, I'm tired. And he take his bath and everybody think he's gone to bed and he's working on he's not trying, he's doing it. So he used to do the yard work and he would get paid a few coins, and his parents keep saying, you should tax other neighbors because then you can build up your money. And she said he would just smile at the side because in his head, he was like, no, I don't want to waste my time out there. He didn't tell them, but that's what was happening. He was not trying. He knew this is part of what he wanted to do because he wanted to do something else. And this was part of it. And it took him about 2 years. And he started making little tiny bits of money. He would just offer up his beats to people quietly. Nothing big and online. You never see his face. So you wouldn't know it because his parents are online. He's not making sure that it is offered. However quietly he figured out to do it, he was doing it. And somewhere in between doing it, somebody heard about it. And he got a little bit of money. And then the only reason his mom knew is because there was a big deal happening and he needed his mom to sign off on it because the person said, hey, you need your parents. You're a minor. You're going to get royalties and what have you. So he said, he told them, he said, I want to have a meeting with you and dad, mom. And she said, meeting for what? Like, we called the meeting. He's like, this is serious. And she said, he laid out, like he came with his papers. This is what I've been doing. This is how I've been doing it. Here's the money I've made since. And here's what I want to do next. And to do that, I need your guys' consent. As you can see, my grade stays at A's, all the things. And here's why I never took on any other mowing of the lawns, because it would disrupt what I'm doing. I'm giving you guys this little story so you can understand
You know something I
Between
never thought
trying
of?
and actually doing the stuff.
Yes, I never thought of it this way, that there's a difference between doing and trying, even though I know, you know, that it's true by definition.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I never thought of the subconscious thing that goes on when we use the words interchangeably.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. That's what I feel like the Holy Spirit was calling me to see. The trying, I'll try to do this. One of the reasons I followed through with things, and I wasn't even consciously understanding, is that it came to me that when I'm not trying to do something, I get it done. When I'm
Uh,
trying to do it, or I'm getting forced into it, but I'm not ready yet, there's this hesitancy, right? I can
mm-hmm.
do a lot of things. So I'm putting up this light fixture, and the one in my office, for example, I knew what I had wasn't working, and I was waiting on a guy to come in and do because he done the rest. But he's been putting it off. I'm saying, but I know the wire light, like it's not hard. And because our regular electrician that was doing anything that we need in here, he had died. And we got this new person who was flip flopping. And I was like, you know what,
Um,
forget it. I can put in this light because I need it for my office. And I didn't go up there trying to do that. So that when it
mm,
became difficult, I said to myself, Caren, could you do this? Or are you trying to figure this out? And I said, no, I figured this out already. I know how to do this. Then operate. Remember, I talked to you guys about talking
okay.
to myself through things. I operate as though I want the light to be on
Yes.
because I record and I need different lights because of where I'm positioned. And I need this stuff.
Yes.
So I got it done. When you're trying, you're attempting, you're hesitating, you're not trusting yourself,
Mm,
you're questioning the ability that God has given to you already, even if it take a little longer, even if it take a little
ah,
longer. You have to understand that. So the two things we're going to talk about mainly today is why we should not try, and I briefly talk about that there, and what are some excuses we make when we try, because we're full of
oh.
excuses when we try, because we find this easy way out. That's one part of the thing about when we're trying, we can find
Mm-hmm.
ways to talk ourselves out of it or do just enough so that we can tell you or anybody else that, hey, well, I've tried, you know, I tried this
Mm-hmm.
before. What are you talking about? I've tried. So, why we should not try is because we attempt things and we make an effort, but we don't have to follow through. When we tell our kids, you could just try the peppers, my granddaughter, and if you don't like it, full stop. Try the peppers and eat the pepper and the cabbage or carrots because that's the only vegetable on your plate. And you have to eat vegetables because it's good for you. And here's the
Mm-hmm.
nutrition you get out of vegetable. And that's what I'm talking to her
Yeah.
about. Like, I want her to eat it. If I only say try, she has proven to me she'll take a tiny bit and nothing more because she's tried it. So if
Mm-hmm.
you're trying to make money, you're going to try for a little bit. You're going to attempt at making money and you're going to be okay. You're going to attempt you're going to attempt to make whatever you're making. You know that feeling when you want to make more money that you feel because you're trying. Trying gives you room to not
Mm-hmm.
go as hard. And I want you guys to hear me. When I say not go as hard, I don't mean pounding the streets and doing a bunch of nonsense and hustling. I mean honestly not trying but doing the work. So you know that you want to start. Let's go with a hat company. Or I had a hat company. I had a bag. I used to design hats and bags. So let's go with those. I could tell a little bit about that. When I decided that I want to do it, the question was what material I want to use, what
Okay.
design I want to create. And part of me felt like I wasn't doing a lot because in those moments, even though I was doing other things, I felt like I wasn't doing anything because it took so much time. And so if I only focus on trying, I would give up more quickly than knowing that I am going to do this. So what I did was find places, two people that would want to carry my hats and bags so that I get to report to them. Not that I'm trying to get this done, I'm working on the design. This was my
Mm-hmm.
conversation. This is a vocabulary. And she says, so when can I expect it? I said, you'll get it by the end of June.
Mm-hmm.
So there's this grace period where I am working and I'm calculating, because I talk about money and mindset. And let me tell you how that changes. I calculating that I'm going to sell the bags for X amount of dollars, and the profit in the bag, the material, the timeline, and all that stuff. So I am getting joy. I'm not feeling stress about the money I'm making. One of the things that we don't talk about is, while somebody's working on the business, when they have no money and they're stressing about money, because they haven't learned yet how to parse that aside, they try a multitude of different things. That's different from when I teach the multi-passionate entrepreneurs. That's why I love teaching them, because I want you to understand it. You need to find a core thing. I'm going to break a little bit and talk. It's like a little commercial. You need to find a core thing that make you the dollars you want, whether it's a job or your business as a job, that give you this core thing so you can work towards your other babies, your other gifts, whatever that may be that you want to work on. No, you're not trying to make bags because you make hats. Bags and hats are your thing, but you need to understand that if you're designing hats in this season, meaning 3 days a week, just focus on it. The brim of the hat, the crown of the hat, coloration, saturation of the colors, the kind of stitches, how many stitches is going to be on it. I know it sounds like, Coach, what are you going into? Yes, you need to know. You need to understand, if you're making those hats with the crown and the brim around it, a flap hat, for example, do you want to put 4 stitches around the brim or 3? Because of time, because of cost, because every stitch around is more time and more cost on you as the designer and the maker for the end product. And you're trying all sorts of things. But if you started trying, and nothing's wrong with it, but if you started trying and understand that you have to deviate into making a decision to make it be, you will go hard in that. When people say go hard, my first business, I went really hard, and I didn't even know I was going hard. I just knew this is what I needed to get me to where I want to be. And I always go back to that, because I knew I wanted to make $20. I know it sounds so simple right now, but all I wanted to make was $20, because if I hit $20, it makes sense for me to do what I was doing.
Okay.
In my little head, I was 9. And then when my new goal was $75 for the week, by the way, guys, my goal was to hit $75. So I'm going hard. Didn't matter what anybody said to me. Caren, could you make this? Caren, could you do that? I'm not trying those things. I'm just heading straight ahead. I'm making $75 for the week, and that's profit. Okay. $75 was my profit. $20 was my profit. I was going to make it. And then when I hit that and I realized I could make $200 a week, I had a new goal. I was going to make $200 a week. That was going to be my new goal. And so I'm working towards that $200 a week, and nothing else is breaking it down. And let me tell you about trying. I decided to try. I did a few other things randomly to see where to go. And then I decided to try and add a new item to take, not from when I sell from home was great, but the second item was to take out. And when I take it with me where I was going to school, I noticed that I was still selling more of the first item. And I sit down with Caren. I told you guys a couple of weeks ago about conversation with self. I sat with myself on the stairs and I said, I'm carrying 2 containers, but I'm selling out on the 1 container. What if I put the same item in both containers and see what happened? And wouldn't you know, Terry, both containers were sold out. So I realized there were 5, I don't know, maybe 20 kids that asked for the second item. But the majority of kids bought the first item. And what I recognized is that was the seller. I didn't have to make anything else. I didn't have to do anything else. And I could have done so much things, but I just did that thing. Every other item that I sold from my home. But the travel item was just the 1 item. And that skyrocketed my sales. That boosts that 200 so quickly, because I was concentrating on this 1 item for school, and the other 5 items that I had on my docket only sold at home. Here's the other thing, what it did for me. Because kids saw me and saw how great I was doing, a lot of kids started asking for help and saying, hey, my mom could try this. Hey, maybe I could do this. So I had a lot of other gifts. So I'm helping kids make things that I make in my home, but not bring it to school. I help kids make that. And a friend of mine, her little sister said, I just want to sell one item like you. I said, what is it you truly want to sell? And she told me, and she made it. She didn't make it good. So I taught her how to make it well. I taught her how to price it well. I taught her how to sell it well, so that she's profitable from the get-go.
Yes.
And because she wasn't trying to do anything else but other than get this item, perfect it to the best of her ability, and bring it to the marketplace and make a profit. First thing, don't try to make money. How much do you want to make? Period. She told me. I said, good. That's the money you're going to make. She says, but Karen, how you know? Because we're going to do everything that needs to be done to make the money you said you want to make. You're not going to try to make it. We're going to make it. And so we do it. We get up and we do it. And I know if you're listening, you might say, well, that sounds so simple, Coach. That doesn't always happen. Here's why it doesn't happen. Because it happens. Here's why it doesn't happen. You might want it to happen too quickly because it's not ready yet. You might get fed up of doing because it seemed too much. You might get despondent because somebody else might pull you in the other area. That's just a testing. It's supposed to happen. Accept it. People are going to tell you what you should do because now that you're doing something, you have to be interrupted. It's just part of life and part of business. Period.
Wow. Who knew? Who knew? So when we start doing, we are going to get feedback. Is that what I hear you saying?
Yes. Yep.
And that feedback may be positive, it may be negative, it may be encouraging, discouraging. Nevertheless, all of it should be celebrated because what it says is you're in the marketplace.
Yes. Well put.
Okay.
Well put. That's why. So when you're not trying, you can't be deviated because you're not trying. You understand. Like I got a lot of things come my way, but I'm not doing it because it got nothing to do with me. But I've learned. But if you're new, you're going to feel that you have to. Like friends and I will have full on discussion. And one thing we leave the place with, because we've been friends for so long, like we leave the place with, you don't have to take any of my advice. You don't have to do anything we just discussed. Because when we meet the next time around, we're going to be friends again. We're still friends. We're not upset that we didn't do it. You got to have friendships where the person is not mad with you that you didn't listen to them. Because those kind of friendships, once they start happening, you have to let them go. Or they have to be occasional. They can't be in your business because it's going to deter you. It's going to make you question yourself. It's going to make you think that that's not what you need to do. You know, I'm a money mindset coach who help multi-passionate entrepreneurs, and mindset. All of us do it differently. And some people do the tap in, some people, do different things. That's not how I run mine. And I respect theirs, but I'm not going to take what they're telling me so that I can help people with their mindset, because I've helped people for years understand how their mind works, not how I want it to work, and how to cultivate it, to use it to its full potential. That's it. That's your mind and how we use it to your full potential, how you think, how you go about business, what you love to do. This is why marketing is different for everybody. Making money is different for everybody. You just have to understand who you are and how you do. If accepting money is hard, be honest with yourself. Get the money, hold the money, feel uncomfortable with the money, but don't give back the money. Hold on to the money. Let it do whatever it needs to do and make it you feel however you need to feel, because that's what it's doing. It's walking you through this, journey of ups and downs and bumps and bruises. That's what it's doing. It's not taking anything from you. It's just doing what it's supposed to do. This is why some people can work as a librarian and become a millionaire and never own a business, because they understand what money does for them. They understand this is a job I get. I used to do a pair of twins hair when I was doing braids and all that wonderful natural stuff. And they were twins and they were so different. One was a librarian and one was an accountant. Yes. Hi, Doc. And we'd always talk about this, and the
Mhm.
librarian had said to me, yeah, my sister's an accountant. No wonder she's got money. And I had these girls for like 3 years as clients. And one day I said to her, that's a lie. You don't have any money because you and I both know what you do with your money. It's not because your
Mhm.
sister's an accountant. And if you needed help, you can talk to your sister. But this is your hiding place. You go hide to say she's an accountant because you're lousy with money. You're
Mm.
uncomfortable with money. So if you want money and you tell me how much you want this month, I wasn't even coaching at the time for money. I said, if you tell me how much money you want to keep in your pocket this month, we can do it. And we did. We did. 3 months straight, she was coming and we were talking and she was having money in her pocket because she just
Good.
changed a few things. She started
Good.
understanding who she is with money, why she want to do certain
Uh-huh.
things, why she behaved that way with money. We addressed that, we talk it through, and we started planning because she wanted to make a trip. I was like, you can do it. You can buy a ticket. You can stay in a hotel. You don't need family to go
Mm.
stay at. All this is possible, but you haven't seen it yet. So you're trying to do it instead of just planning for it. I want to take a trip. Here's how much a ticket costs with a 10, 15 increase in case fluctuation. This is what I need to set aside. This is my spending dollars. Here's how much a hotel costs. Let's save for it. Let's, move things around, cut back on some things. What could you be temporary without to get there? Like, what do you need? How do you need me to help you? How do we go about moving this off your plate so it's feasible? And then she does it, then she got it done. Meanwhile, the accountant sister, we would talk about money. She was more money conscious, although she felt uncomfortable when she got a raise. She felt a little uncomfortable. She was, going through that money mapping when her job allowed her to travel. She starts spending money on a boyfriend, um, paying for things that she didn't need to pay for. So hers was showing up differently, but the sister didn't know that. So she thought her sister was smooth sailing, but something else was happening over there. So that's why we got to be careful of that. Terry just separate for a while, and I'm gonna keep yapping to you guys about this subject. Stop trying. We're talking about it, part one. Number two is, because we're getting on time, what are some excuses we make when we're trying? Trying gives us space to make excuses and believe them. Like the excuses we make, we actually believe it's true. Now, some things are true, don't get me wrong, but we make the most silly excuses. And is it hard? Yeah. I'm not telling you that when you decide on this path that it's easy. Nothing really is easy, but it's easy, if you know what I mean. So it feels uncomfortable, which make it feels harder than it really is. And to make it easy, case in point, to make things easy is to do it continuously, tirelessly, if and when you're tired. So when I first started reading my Bible, I would just fall asleep with a few verses. I couldn't understand it, not because I couldn't comprehend well. It just was boring. And what are they talking about? I'm not even aware. And then, I give myself this opportunity to read my Bible regularly. So I did it every other day. And then I
Mhm.
said to myself, what if I read my Bible every day? And what if I don't understand anything? And what
Mm.
if I start at the beginning? Because gone to church, get passages, I read that, but I was still lost. And I said to myself, I'm going to read my Bible every day from start to finish. And the first time, I couldn't tell you anything. And then I did it again. And then I did it again. I took a
Mm.
break and then I did it again. And slowly but surely, there's this feeling, Karen, you didn't read your Bible. Karen, you didn't get to your Bible today. Are you going to do it to the end of the day? And then I made a conscious decision to do it without no bars in the morning. And so it's just the thing that I do. I got my Bible reading, I got my prayer time, I got, words of encouragement. I'm in my journal because I'm doing it. I
Mhm.
stopped trying to do it. Stop trying to figure out when I'm going to do it. I just set the time and I do it. And it feels easy. And when I say that to people, business people, anybody that I'm in a space and we're talking about, I got some business friends and I talk about planning and stuff for the first of the year. And we're now in the second month and, we meet once a week. how are you getting this done? And I'm like, that's because you're not doing it. That's the only reason I'm getting it done and you're not getting some things done. And it's feeling hard because this is your first year of actually doing the things you plan in 2025. This is your
Mm,
first year of actually doing it and not putting it off. This is the first year that the first quarter is going to be next month and you've actually accomplished things. All the stuff that's going to happen to you right now is going to pull you away from it because you're not used to doing it. So your first quarter is going to be messy. You need to allow it because you're not where I am. You
mm,
haven't been doing the things I have been doing. Not because my stuff is better than you or any of that. It's just that you haven't been doing it. Whatever it is you're doing, whatever you want to do. I like to do things for my home, for myself, for my
mm-hmm,
family, for my business, and everything has a slot and everything has a season. And some things I know is going to take longer. So it's planned for the whole year. Every season, I'm going to do a little bit of it. And I'm going to be okay with Caren if at the end of the year, it all didn't get done. That's the other thing, because I don't want to put that pressure on me where I'm running crazy and accusing myself and getting mad with me and annoyed. And no, it doesn't help me. It just makes me procrastinate. So I don't want to do
mm.
that.
Wow. Oh, I'm fascinated by this. I never thought that just switching that word from trying to doing could have such an impact on my mindset. Dr. Tachi see.
We're always trying to make money. You know, people say that all the time.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah, Doc, it is key. It is key. We're always trying to do something. And
mm-hmm,
then I'm like, just go do it. Just go do it. Just go do it. Just go do a little tiny bit of it. And I really encourage everybody to do things in micro step. If you're not ready yet for the big stuff, have a micro business and learn all the ins and outs of that micro business. You know, plan to make $200. Don't worry the people who are making thousands yet because you don't know all the things. You're learning email marketing. You're learning how to give away your first freebie. You're learning how to build and sell once you give away the freebie. You're
mm-hmm,
learning how to sit in front of the camera, sit and stare at it for a while. You're learning how to let your words flow. You're learning how to build content. Don't worry, people, the blog is dead. Write your blogs. If that's what you want to do, go do it. Don't try to do it. Just write it. Just pick a subject. I want to
mm-hmm,
talk about a needle. There's so many things you can talk about, so many needles. Yes, it's a thing. People talk about these stuff because that's what they want to talk about.
mm-hmm.
I felt for a long time, you know, people say, Karen, main thing you talk about is business. That's fine. If you don't want to hear me, then that's okay. I don't have to talk to you about business. I could talk to somebody else about business because that's what I want
Uh-huh,
to talk about. And I'm not going to feel anyway. I
mm-hmm,
go to a function, I'm standing there, I feel like I'm wasting my time and I'm not getting anything out of it. And even if I went with a friend, I'll say, here, what's going to happen? I really want to stay, but I'm going to go. That's my outro. Oh, my friend was like, what? She's like, oh my God, thank you. I really wanted to go for a long time. I'm like, so why are we standing here? Like, it is not feeding my spirit. I don't want to be here. And I just go. I'm not trying to leave. I just leave. But if I'm having a good time, I'm having a good time. I'm staying and I'm having a really good time. Right? Let's stop trying to do things. Let's just get in there and just do the thing. We start off talking today, we're about to close. So we start off talking today about trying and the meaning. And the meaning is the attempt or the effort to do something. And when you put in a lot of effort to do something, you get winded and then you don't want to do it. And then you leave it. And somebody said, I don't want to clean my house. I'm like, then you got to decide if you want to live in a clean house or not. Here's what you do. You clean part of the house and then you do the other part and you break it up. And I want when you're doing it, I want you to have the mindset that I'm going to hire somebody in 3 months and then plan to hire somebody. And then they're coming once a month until you can bring them in bi-weekly. And if you're a busy household, move it to weekly. But before, clean the house and don't be irritated. You know, I'm cleaning this room. I don't really like cleaning, but I'm going to get somebody in a few days, in a few weeks. Oh my God, in a few months. Imagine somebody's going to be cleaning my room and I won't be doing this. Make it fun for you.
Well, if the goal is to eventually be able to delegate it, then yeah, that'll make me smile.
Yeah, right. So now you're not putting the pressure of I have to do it, right? So that's why we
Yeah.
should not be trying, but just setting a goal Just making the plan and work towards it, and stop making excuses, because excuses, we actually believe them, and it gives us space. It gives us that space to find new excuses. Once that stop not work, when that's not working anymore, we make new ones. I want us to stop it, self included.
Wow. Well, Coach, we're at the top of the hour. I just want to thank you because it's definitely a mind shift, and we're going to be talking about part two next week, and I'm
Mhm.
I'm looking forward to that because just the I know it seems simple, but it
I
it,
know.
it really has had an impact on how I'm thinking about this now. I want to encourage everybody to follow Coach Caren. She's over on Facebook, and you can find her over there at Profits in Daily. Coach Caren, Multi Passionate Academy is opening soon. Tell us a little bit about that, real quick, Coach.
The multi-passionate, it's ready for people who have a lot of sticks in the fire, or always thinking about it but not able to actually have a business that make them money and then do something else that make them money. You see it, you hear people do it all the time. They mightn't talk about it, but they do it all the
Mhm,
time. And it's just an art in how you operate, so that each business flow, or each department, I like to call them, flow. And
mhm,
initially you'll be having your hands in all the pots, but then you're able to hire it out. You're able to hire people to do stuff for you. And then, you get a multiple stream of incomes coming in, doing the things you love. So those are the things you get to learn. We got a membership coming up soon. Um, yeah, I'll let you guys
oh,
know as soon as it's open.
please do. Guys, I want to remind you too that if you're looking to become a part of the Biz Chicks community, because you can always find Coach Caren by contacting us. We're going to make sure that you connect with her. You can simply text Biz to 33777, or you can find us over at bizchicks.net. We'd love to share with our community what it is you do and how you serve. So, with that, we just want to say thank you so much for your time, and we will see you here. Tomorrow, we'll be talking about happy, healthy habits with Robin Shamizu and friends. And
Mhm.
the following day, we'll be talking about tech in easy to understand terms with the tech
Yes.
divas. So, have a great day, everyone. Thank you for your time. Those of you watching live and on the replay, bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you for tuning in today. We trust you've learned something to help you build a more profitable business and take the hassle out of your hustle. See you next time.